Hi, everyone. We are still in Mark chapter 14. Today we're looking at verses 43 through 52. And this is a pretty unique and outstanding story that we read about. And I don't want to make light of anything that you're going to look at, but this is when Jesus was betrayed and arrested and some events that surround this. But I want to tell you a quick story that happened to me when I was a kid. I think I was 14 years old or something like that. And I'm a big baseball fan, played baseball my entire life. And I was in the middle of a pretty intense summer league where we were battling with a couple of other teams for the first couple of places in the league. And I had had a couple of terrible games in a row, back to back to back, something like that. And several times up to bat, I got hit with a pitch, and it was moving me to a spot where I did not enjoy batting anymore. And so I got in this really, really bad slump. Well, I remember before one of these games, we were playing the Police Athletic League Bears, and our team was the Sharks, and we were really fighting against these guys. And I remember praying at the beginning. I didn't know Jesus for Moses at all. I mean, I just didn't know him at the time, but I was praying, God, if you would just let me finally have a good game or something like this, I promise I will go to church the rest of my life. And so I was bargaining and pleading with God and struck out the first couple times up to bat, but wouldn't you know it, that scenario that everyone thinks about. I got up to bat with 2 outs, bases are loaded, our team is down by 1 run. And I remember being really nervous walking up, and I just told myself, if you can see the pitch come out of the pitcher's hand, swing. So I did. I swung at the first 2 pitches. First one I fouled off. The second one I swung at, and the catcher couldn't even catch it because it was not anywhere close. I mean, it was barely in the same ball field. I looked down at my third base coach, and he had his head down, just shaking his head, kind of anticipating what's coming next. And I remember seeing him do that, and I just got really, really angry. And I kind of channeled that into my at bat. And the next pitch came, and I hit a ball, and I hit it pretty decently, and it soared right over the second baseman's glove, and the winning run came in from second base. And I remember being at first base and just being mobbed by my teammates. Well, I say this because what we are reading today is about Jesus being betrayed, but in the midst of this betrayer, there was one, we're told in verse 47, who stood and drew his sword and struck the servant of the high priest in the ear, cutting it off. And Jesus actually, in the midst of being arrested, heals this man, and he rebukes the one who pulled out the sword. Now, many people think the one who pulled out the sword is Peter himself, the one who was told he's going to betray Jesus. And I think when he, at several passages ago, is told that he's going to be the betrayer, I think he gets somewhat angry and he channels it into doing something that he thinks it's going to be really, really good. It is his moment to be up to bat with the bases loaded, down by a run. And Jesus rebukes him in that moment. And I think he rebukes him in the moment because he knows he has to die. Otherwise, there is no hope for us. And so my questions for you today to think about are, what short-term visions do you have that interfere with God's long-term vision? That's a pretty deep question. I want you to think about that. Spend some time thinking about that. And two, how do you handle someone calling you out on your attitude or behavior, especially when they are right? I hope you have someone that you can talk to about that. Have a conversation about that and maybe experience a little bit of personal growth through that. But read this, know that Jesus allows himself to be betrayed, allows himself to be arrested, and in the midst of it, heals the very ones who are doing the assault against him. We serve an amazing and gracious God. But let those questions bang around in your nugget for a while and talk to God about that a little bit. I'll be talking to you guys soon. Have a blessed day.